Do you remember this film? Or this one? Or even this one? All of them were made by Blue Sky Studio, an animation studio that was shut down by Disney in 2021 due to the COVID pandemic. Unfortunately, one of their films that they were working on at that time was cancelled, and that film was Nimona, an adaptation of a graphic novel made by Nate Diane Stevenson. From what we know of, the film was 75% done, yet Disney did not decide to continue its production. Most of the animators that worked in Blue Sky lost their jobs, which always sucks. Yet a light in the tunnel suddenly appeared, a red one to be specific. In 2022, Netflix announced that they picked up the production of Nimona and the film is set to premiere in summer of 2023. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of Netflix since the beginning of the year, because for some reason they decided to cancel Inside Job, one of their more liked animated series. Reportedly, it wasn't a financial success. Fuck you, Netflix. I was still salty on them after cancelling this show, yet I knew they already have some amazing and unique animated films under their name, like Sea Beast, The Mitchells vs. the Machines, and Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. The question was if Nimona was going to join this category, and I can easily say that it achieved this goal. Nimona is an awesome film that pushed the boundaries of talking about important aspects of our society. They're not the main focus of the story, however, it's very cool to see people's sexuality represented in a non-glaring yet important way, and I highly support it. Disney started to implement it to their projects, but it feels forced instead of being natural in both Lightyear and Strange World. They're treating it like a cool Easter egg, but Netflix uses it to tell a story Disney wouldn't have balls to say. The story presents as following. There's a guy named Ballister who has been framed for killing the Queen of the Kingdom. Due to his dire circumstances, he is on the run and meets a shape-shifting woman that helps him cleanse his name. And yeah, it's good! What's interesting about it is that with each scene, the story progresses further and explores different topics like lies of the government, acceptance by society, or even the theme of suicide. The message and the problems of our characters are definitely going to be relatable for teenagers and young adults. Speaking of characters, let's talk about them. Nimona is a great protagonist. She's charming, compelling, and really funny. Yet the best is when she lets her guard down and emotions are floating out of her mouth, and I sympathize with her, because while watching the film, it brought back memories when I was getting treated like trash and wanted to get rid of all my feelings to become someone that could not be bothered by anything people would say about me. And I'm grateful that this film showed me that I'm not the only person that experienced this huge pain of anxiety. It's noteworthy to point out that making her shape-shifting ability as an allegory for a non-binary sexuality is genius. I know that there is definitely one person watching this video that will say, actually, our house did this before with V, and to that I will say, yes, you are correct. It was just an Easter egg in Owl House. But here it's implemented to the message of the film, and that's why I need to address this. Ballister is a great character that has similar problems to Nimona. Since he was a little kid, he dreamt of becoming a knight. He struggles with acceptance from people around him because he comes from a poor family. Traditionally, knights came from higher spheres, making him in the eyes of the public a frowned and upon clown, with too ambitious dreams and Icarian hopes, never to be achieved. Yet even when everyone had no respect to him, he pushes himself to achieve what he wants. He doesn't go through a big character development in the film, yet that doesn't change anything, cause he's great. Golden Loin is fine. He has a good symmetry with Ballister, and the scene when he freaks out in a car is really funny, yet there is not much to talk about him, cause as a side character, he gets the job done, and there is not many things that make him stand out. He is much more developed in a novel, yet you can't expect a 1.5 hour film to focus on every character, and some things had to be cut from the film. Overall, he is okay. The most interesting character in the film is definitely the villain. I really like that we get a one-dimensional character that has been consumed by the propaganda of monsters bad and we are safe in the city since the antagonist's childhood. The character perfectly plays the role of a weasel that manipulates the whole kingdom to secure the trust of the nation's people, even when the evil deeds and scumminess has been exposed. The villain will never stop going after the absolute vision of peace in the city, even when the suffering of innocent people is required to achieve this dream. That's what makes this character a great irredeemable monster. The animation looks really good. It's well stylized and fits perfectly with the setting and world building. It's fascinating how well blend between Middle Ages and our modern world was implemented into the story and handling of the film. When technology was progressing, the beliefs and opinions of people were still stuck in the same spot from where it all started. One thing that I don't like about this movie is its fast pacing. I get that in these years, to satisfy our monkey brains, we need to speed up everything, but here it's going too fast. Film starts and we get a small pep talk. Zoom! We go to night in the nights. Zoom! The queen is dead. Zoom! Meets Nimona. Zoom! Gets captured. Zoom! Nimona saves him. And it just keeps going like that till the end. It's weird that I always get this feeling from watching Netflix animated movies. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio has the same problem. And because of that, some of the scenes were left without context or they were missing more development. Yet even with this problem, Nimona is an awesome film with great representation and great story about people trying to prove that society is wrong for judging people by their appearances. 8 out of 10. Definitely worth to give it a try. Thank you very much for watching the video. Sorry that it took me a long time to upload this video, but I was constantly not satisfied with the script and me and Karazul revised it countless of times. Speaking of, big shout out to her with the help on the video. The next one is probably about the biggest lie in the gaming history. That is called Overwatch 2, but actually it's wrong. By the way, I'm going to Gamescom in 2 weeks, and if I record anything interesting from the event, I will maybe make a video from the whole trip. Many things are on the way, so if you like this video, click that subscribe button. That's all from me, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.
What a